Okay. Good evening, Vito. Great to see you once again on the screen today. Fantastic. So today I have decided to teach you something very interesting, and that is all about the grammar, the tense. Although this is not boring, this is all about very interesting. I really want to tell you that today you can get a great kind of idea about the past perfect tense. Majority of the people, they make the mistake and they really don't know where they exactly would apply. So I just decided today to share to you all the similar kind of sentences where that you can use the two conditional sentences. I mean to say two things together, how you can apply these things. So well, I just want to tell you that today the session is very interesting and you can get a lot of ideas from me. So my dear friend, join fast. So because today I want to share something very interesting, as well as it could help you a lot to communicate when you speak in English. Specifically, majority of the people, they make the mistake when they speak about some past tense. So I have decided, although that majority of the people, they make the mistake when they speak the past tense. So I decided to share something which is related to the past tense. So my dear friends, so don't delay to join me, because as much as you're delaying, as much as I'm facing the trouble to share to you all. So Mr. Vittal has joined. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, Mr. Vittal. I'm super happy to see you on screen once again. And you guys are amazing because always you just come on time and you join it very nicely. So my dear friends, I just want to tell you that why we use the past perfect tense. Certain things which we spoke about the past, right? So that particular time, we need certain past tense where that we can use certain sentences in this way. तुम्हारे आने से पहले मैं आ गया, तुम्हारे बात करने से पहले मैंने बात कर लिया. Happy evening, great. Yes, please be with me till the end because I just want to teach you something very interesting. तुम्हारे आने से पहले मैं आ गया, तुम्हारे बात करने से पहले मैंने बात कर लिया, मैम के शेयर लिंक करने से पहले ही मैं अपने रूम पे आ गई. So many things that we actually use in our day-to-day life. So I decided to tell you that how do you speak these things in your conversations. I'm telling you it is something very interesting. Past perfect tense, a work which has done fast. Oh, I'm so sorry. Which has done first. That we have to speak about it. Not fast, is a first. Which has done first. We speak about these things in the sentence of the past perfect tense. Well, I just want to tell you that how we go with that, how we just speak about it. I'm telling you, see here, this is my PDF file. You can see here now. That is all about past perfect tense, where that activities that started and completed in the past, when there would be two activities in the past, the activity which took place earlier, right? The first one is all about all the past perfect tense that you have to remember and would be considered as a past perfect, right? So try to understand how do you speak about these things, because this is very important to know about this one, right? Past perfect tense, activity that started and completed in the past, when there would be two activities in the past and the activity which took place earlier would be considered as a past perfect, right? So here we go with that. I just want to tell you how do you use these things in your conversation. मेरे आने से पहले वो जा चुके थे. Before I came, they had gone. They had gone before I came. Whatever you want to like it, you want to put, you want to like it to put, so you can do it that. I just want to tell you, before I discussed anything with my boss, my colleague already had discussed with boss. So this is what actually I want to tell you. So don't stop yourself to write down in the chat section. Before I reached at home, my brother had already reached at home, right? Before I asked for the message, my brother already had sent the message. So this is something that I really want to tell you. Okay, please do it on your sir, on your mobile. Please do it that, sir. Please do it that, because if you can do it, because this is the PDF file, maybe that. Can you see now? Something is there. Can you see now, sir? The example you can see now. Yes, can you see now, sir? Yes, sir. Okay, can you see now, sir? Yeah, this is the example, sir. I want to tell you that before I came, they had gone before I came. Yes, Sopan or Mr. Bichel Vyas. So please, yes, please, you have to speak about it. Before I came, they had gone, or they had gone before I came. So whatever you can use it, that. I just want to tell you that two things together you can speak about it. Two things together. One is already that you have to speak about the earlier work, and after this that you have to use the second one. Okay, most important thing you have to know about, that is you can use simple past as well as the past perfect tense. Simple past as well as the past perfect tense. Okay, before I explain, before I explained, my dear, before I explained to him the whole matter, he just scolded me and gone away. No, my dear friend, no, my Sopan, this is something different. Before I explained, before I explained, the whole matter, he had known about, this from my friend. Yes, my dear friend, try to understand what I want to say. So before I explain the whole, he had known about this from my friend, right? So try to understand what I want to say. Once again, I'm repeating two things together. This is what actually the fact which I need to share with you all. Two things that is all about the past perfect tense, whereas one sentence we made that is all about the past time, past, simple past, and the another one is all about the had plus verb third form. So try to, before I visited, she left, she had, this is the formula, she had left the hospital. Yeah, before I visited, she had left the hospital. Yeah, try to understand what I want to say. This is very important. Try to understand what is my meaning altogether. The formula is all about, I just want to tell you, the formula is what? The formula is all about positive. Formula is all about subject plus had plus verb third form plus object. Positive sentence, subject plus had plus verb third form plus object. So here I could say that before I joined the session through online, my friend had joined. Right. Okay. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. My God, control room. Who is that? I'm sorry, I can't know. I mean, are you first time join today? Okay, so before I joined the session through online, my friend had joined. This is what actually I want to say is important, because as you know that the way that you are approaching your sentence, it is all about two sentences together. One is the simple past, another one is the past perfect sentence. मेरे आने से पहले वो आ गए थे, मेरे जाने से पहले वो चले गए थे. So this is, I'm a new student. Wow, thank you so much that you have joined it, Mr. Control Room. What is your name, by the way? So I just want to tell you that the most important thing is today you have to understand one thing, that मेरे आने से पहले वो आ गए थे, मेरे जाने से पहले वो चले गए थे. How could you speak about these things in your conversation? So please make it that sentence in the conversation. Before I knew about the last date of scholarship, she had already filled the form. Absolutely, my dear friend. That is a correct sentence, you made it, and that's what actually I want to tell you, that this is something very interesting. And I just want to tell you that most important thing is that you have to know about how do you speak about these things in your conversation, right? Before, I just want to tell you that more sentences. मेरे खाना खाने से पहले पापा ने खाना खा लिया था. मेरे खाना खाने से पहले पापा ने खाना खा लिया था. Mr. Vital, this is the correct way to say. I had written a storybook, right? So before I send to someone, my father had started before I send to someone for cleaning, my father had started to clean. Before I sent to someone for cleaning, my father had started to clean, right? So this is something that which you can make it. Before I ate, my father had eaten his dinner. Fantastic, ma'am. Sentence नहीं दिख रहा है. कहाँ नहीं दिख रहा है? Yes, control room. कहाँ नहीं दिख रहा है? This is all about the sentence, my dear friend. This is all about the sentence. This is what actually you can see the sentence. मेरे आने से पहले वो जा चुका था. Before I came, they had gone. They had gone before I came. You can use it both the things. Before I reached there, he had reached the destination one hour ago only. Okay. She had not completed project on time. Okay, you can speak like this as well. So you can also like compare, I mean, two things together. You can speak about it. That is also very important. You have to make it the sentence like this. That's very important. You can see to others as well that how Swapn she makes the sentences, right? So that you have to learn. Before I ate, my father had eaten. Before I ate, my father had eaten. That is what? Ate, not eat, ate. Before I ate, my father had eaten. Absolutely correct. Before I ate, my father had eaten. Fantastic, lovely, lovely. So when she had ignored all the shoulds before I did. Fantastic. She had ignored all the shoulds before I did. Wow, that's called the amazing kind of sentence. You made it. I just would request to everyone make it as much as sentences so that you can get the great clarity to communicate in this way, because that's very important. Whenever you just go anywhere, if you can speak like this, then you are perfect and you really know the grammar correctly. So use it as much as in your conversations and tell me that how do you feel about it, because something is very interesting and something is very, very important as well. So do just make certain sentences which is very important for everyone. Well, I just want to tell you one thing. As much as conditional sentences, if you start to work on it, then you are the great kind of communicator speaker and you have a great challenge. So please make it this kind of sentences where that you can use it this conditional as well. So before I went to my home, my brother had reached at home and he had also enjoyed the sweets. So this is what actually I want to say. So what do you want to speak about it? Control room, क्या आपको समझ में आया? क्या चल रहा है? क्या है? Before I started to do something, my brother always understood that my sister could not do anything. So this is what he had worked hard. So before I reached home, so this is what actually I want to say. As much as you can make the sentence, as much as, please don't stop yourself to write down in the chat sections. I really want to tell you that how nicely you can speak about it. मेरे खाना खाने से पहले मेरे डैड ने खाना खा लिया. So before I ate, my dad had eaten everything, right? So you can use it like this. So you can see here that how nicely you can. मेरे स्टेशन पहुंचने से पूर्व ट्रेन जा चुकी थी. Before I reached the station, the train had departed. The train had departed. So तुम्हारे सो जाने के बाद Lucky आया था. After you had slept, Lucky came. After you had slept, Lucky came. So this is something that very interesting. I would say that as much as you can write down in the chat section so that you can get the great clarity. So before I started the conversation, he had already started it nicely. Wow, excellent. That is called the great kind of sentence. Thank you so much for the lovely sentence. Well, this is what actually I want to tell you, that as much as you can make the sentence, as much as you can get the clarity as well to communicate in this way. I'm just telling you, हमेशा आशा थी कि आप पार्टी में आएंगे. We had hoped that you would come in the party. We had hoped that you would come in the party. This is again another kind of like a sentence. So as much as you can get the sentence, as much as you can get the idea, and that is what actually my main motive to speak about these things as in loud way. So because that is something very important and something very, 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 very important. So that's why I'm telling you, don't stop yourself to write down in the chat section, because I really want to see that what kind of a development you have when you just learn these things in every single day. So Mr. Vichal said that my brother had gone to garden. Okay, fantastic. But this is all about that we're talking about the conditional. Any which way, no problem. So let's start these things. I just want to tell you that you already have done this part. You already have done that part. So this is something which you need to know about it, how you can speak about all these things in your conversation. Use of past perfect in various situations. So what are those situations you can see here? Now, the number one, when two activities happen, the activity that took place first would be the past perfect. As I said you, that the session had already started before I joined. Yes, I had wanted to pet that dog, but couldn't do this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this lovely answer. Thank you so much. Yes, control room. Don't stop yourself to write down in the chat sections. तुम्हारे सो जाने के बाद Lucky आया था. How could you use these things in your conversations? After you had slept, Lucky came, right? So this is all about all together. I just want to tell you that please make it the sentences so that you can get the great idea. And after this, we can just go ahead with the second phase of our work. And that is all about past perfect tense. Is all about that you can understand two things together would happen in the past. There we can use these things, past and the past continuous and the past perfect. So this is something that past continuous that we never use it more much, but still I could say that in the past perfect and the past simple past we generally speak a lot, and that's very important for everyone's as well. Well, we go to the negative one. I had wanted to pet that dog but could not do this. Negative sentence is all about subject had plus not plus verb third form plus object. Subject had plus not plus verb third form plus object means that before you reached over there, I had not reached over there on time. So you can use it like this. So as much as please write down in the chat section and tell me that how do you speak about these things before subject plus had not plus verb third form plus object. Before I take I don't understand your point, but any which way before I take, because before I took, she had taken. She had taken. Fantastic. Before I took, she had taken. Right. So this is the right way to communicate. Please speak as much as wrote down in your sentence that how do you speak about it. Two things are there. One is that the simple past tense, another one is the one is the simple past tense, another one is the past perfect tense. One is the simple past tense, another one is the past perfect tense. So don't stop yourself to write down in the chat section because I'm eagerly waiting for your sentences. I really want to tell you that how do you speak about this, that past tense as well as the negative sentence, how do you speak about? So when I'm expecting to you that you can at least make the some sentences good sentences, and even though Mr. Vichal also, I'm expecting to you for your good valuable sentences. Well, I just want to tell you that this is something you can't understand properly, but I really want to tell you that if you can listen to me carefully, then you can understand properly. So I just want to tell you certain very important point, and that is all about how do you speak two things together in a one sentence. That's very important. So I just want to tell you that tomorrow I will share with you the interrogative part and negative interrogative part, half portion. So in the negative interrogative part, if I talk about something you can easily use, and the most important thing right now, that is all about the negative sentence and how we can create that negative sentence. If I really make something no kind of the statement, so that could be helpful. Suppose that you want to say something to your son, and that particular time he would deny, he would just check it something differently, and what's going to happen? Nothing going to happen. So I just want to tell you that the most important thing is how do you narrate these things of the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense is nothing. It is all about that you are related to the past, and as well as that you are talking about the connections right now, whatever the connections that everyone has, accordingly they just make the sentence with this. So I just want to tell you that most important thing is try to understand how do you speak about this, how do you use about this, how do you make it all these things. That's very important. I'm telling you, this is something you can really really like not forget, right? Because as I know that very important to remember all these things in the brain. So brain is very small, but still that we need to work on it. Well, we go on it. And I just want to tell you that they had not reached at home on time. Okay, before I go, see, no, it's incorrect. Before you called her, she had not quarreled with her parents. Fantastic. That is called the beautiful sentence. You both actually made it. So try as much as, because I really want to bring tomorrow the negative part and the positive part, because I just want to tell you that majority of the time, this is the problem occurs where that we could not speak about anything which is related to our kitchen item. But I just want to tell you that many times we just want to speak about something we where that we just worried the kind of like a past perfect tense, where that we can speak about the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense means that certain things happened in the past, but that could be the earlier stage. One first one when happened, so that is called the past perfect tense. Then you can add the present simple past tense. You can add the simple past tense. So I think that before you called her, she had not quarreled with her parents. So thank you so much, ma'am. The time is running. Okay, fantastic. I'm just telling to you the most important thing is that you have to just work on it and tell me that how do you use these things in your conversations. Till the time, take care. Good night. Bye-bye to everyone. Thank you so much that you all have joined it.